Happy Thursday, beautiful people. Happy Thursday. Today it is May 25th, 2023, day 40 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 5-year consecutive day count, it is day 1419. Today we are going to read chapter 7 in the book of Osiris, son of Jehovah, in Owaspi. Hold on. Let me arrange my books. And then once we get done here, we're going to go ahead and hop on over to the Secret Nazarite scroll in the Holy Megillah. And we're going to read the whole portion that we didn't get a chance to read yesterday. And we'll probably get to read like 2 chapters today, depending on the time frame, if I don't add any stories or anything like that. All right, beautiful people. So, Father, we thank you that you are truly a master mind. Mom, shalom, shalom, Avia, greetings. Auntie Belinda Brown, hey girl, hey. And everybody here hanging out in the background and all the places that we are streaming live. Top of the day to you. Top of the day to you. All right, beautiful people, so let's get started straight away here. All right, chapter 7, the bottom of page 139. Actually, yesterday, the splitting of the chapters ended. And so when the earthly book ends before the length of the earthly book at the bottom ends before the length of the top book, which is the heavenly account, ends, the pages go back to full pages, but just keep on reading. All right, so chapter 7, the bottom of page 139. Who shall tell the story of the gods of heaven, their mighty kingdoms overspreading the whole earth? Hundreds and hundreds and thousands, their libraries of records of various and holy deeds, a council chamber of 500,000 souls, hundreds of departments, thousands. Here, a board to select young students to the colleges of messengers, another board to select students to the colleges of arts, another to select students to mathematics, another for prophecy, another for great learning, another for factories, another for compounding and dissolving elements. Then come the departments of the cosmogony of the stars, then of the ethereal worlds, then the roadways of the firmament, then Aji and Jia and Nebula, then Simu, then Haidan and Dan, then the dawn of Dan, then histories of corporal affairs and of the affairs of the heavens far and near. Then genealogy of thousands of Orion chiefs, the creation of mineral, vegetable, and animal kingdoms. Yea, but to enumerate the half of what cometh before God and his council would itself fill a book. Imagine if actual school today was still in that same format. Like, we're going to have to do that if we're to learn all of that. And most of this stuff you would probably get in the scientific realm for the most part. But even still then, they're not even barely scraping the surface of the things that we could be possibly learning that makes our education so much more enriching. Yea, but to enumerate the half of what cometh before a God and his council would itself fill a book. Who then, O Jehovah, shall venture to tell the labor and wisdom of thy Ethereal gods? How shall the second resurrection give up its mysteries? Shall thy recorder follow the young student for messenger and disclose the training put upon him? How, like a carrier dove, he is taught to go from place to place, but holding the message in his head. Then follow the student in another department and make a record of how he is taught, and of the multitude of questions that come before the council from far off places. Then the rites and ceremonies and the unending variety and magnificence of the music. Can a man describe 1,000,000 men and women and children, 100 million, 1,000 million, 5,000 million? Who hath seen so great a man to do this? And yet this is but thy lower heaven, O Jehovah. This is amazing because me and my husband talk all the time about like we homeschool, right? But we're just barely scratching the surface of what we really want to do in educating our children. Like, we're really trying to build our business up to a place where we can not just travel and relax, but literally enrich our children's education so much more. Like the stuff we learn about in books, I want to take them to those places and teach them so they can have hands-on experience, so that they can, when we read about it, they be like, yeah, remember when we went there? Oh, I understand it. I actually got to touch a pyramid. Most people in their education, they never get a chance to actually go to the places that they learn about. We want to change that, right? And not only that, but we want to build inside of them a different way of just looking at education. Like, when you think about education, I don't want you to be like, oh man, I got to sit in a class and listen to a teacher lecture. Although that is my learning style, and I can sit for hours on end listening to lectures. But a lot of people, at least the people that doesn't have the same learning style I have, impossible. It'll never happen, right? But it's though, I think some of the great teachers come out of, well, I can't even say that because you got different types of teachers, but y'all get what I'm saying. So, but this is amazing. We would love, and we are going to, right? We just working on some things. So our children, as they grow and they begin to have children, they have that same mindset as they're teaching their children, constantly giving them things to manipulate and taking them places so they can see and understand it better. It makes for so much more enriching, not just education, but life all the way around. You will get to interact with different, diverse groups of people. That's why I love when I was active duty so much, and all the places that I've traveled and the different people that I've interacted with, their cultures, the way that they speak, the way that they think, their outlook on things that's different from the way we look and think and talk about things here in the West. It's amazing to me. Okay, let me just read verse 2 again. It's pretty long. Who then, O Jehovah, shall venture to tell the labor and wisdom of thy Etherian gods? How shall the second resurrection give up its mysteries? Shall thy recorder follow the young student for messenger and disclose the training put upon him? How, like a carrier dove, he is taught to go from place to place, but holding the message in his head. Then follow the student in another department and make a record of how he is taught, and of the multitude of questions that come before the council from far off places. Then the rites and ceremonies and the unending variety and magnificence of the music. Can a man describe 1,000,000 men and women and children, 100,000,000, 1,000,000,000, 5,000,000,000? Who hath seen so great a man to do this? And yet this is but thy lower heaven, O Jehovah. Tabitha, shalom. Just me, shalom, shalom. Dreadful Cosmon, peace, love, and light. Audrey, hey girl, hey. Elijah, peace and blessings. Fritz, shalom, shalom. You always come through with the good scriptures, just me. Ecclesiasticus 34, verse 9. A man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he hath much experience will declare wisdom. That's good. A man that hath traveled knoweth many things, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. That's good. That's good. Thank you for that. Verse 3, page 140. A strange noise riseth up from that. First of all, let me just say, like, you got them with the quickness too. Like, I don't read Ecclesiasticus a lot, but you must, for you to be able to just pull that out and go right to it just like that. So that's amazing. I just want to say that. A strange voice riseth up from the earth, saying, have they anything to do in heaven, O ye gods, and one half of the earthborn coming hither in infancy, and the countless millions who know little more than the beasts on the field, to be falsely taught that these unfortunates would skip off to paradise and possess great learning in the hour of death. Oh, that their understanding could be opened up to thy kingdoms, thou all extending creator, that their eyes could look upon the greatness of even thy lower heaven, to behold 1,000 departments reaching as wide as the earth, and then the hundreds of thousands of branch departments of hundreds of grades, adapted to every soul that riseth up from the earth. Oh, that they could look into the dark places in atmosphere, that they could see 1,000,000 souls plunged in chaos by terrible war, crazed spirits, wild and battling, not knowing they are dead. The ceaseless toil of a million nurses and physicians, laboring day and night with them. Oh, the darkness upon them. Oh, the glory of thy exalted ones, who is there, having seen the magnificence of thy glories, will not bestir himself every moment to lift up his brother and point the way to thy throne? Oh, that they could see thy swift gods of dawn, how they hear 100 tongues at one time and frame answers for all of them, and by a motion of the hand dispatch messengers to fulfill in the same words. And I think that is completely amazing how God, so those who have graduated to the position of a god or goddess, how they can hear the voices of all the mortals on the current world that they're a god of, and can hear them distinctly, one from another, right? Y'all have seen, we talked about this before, Bruce Almighty. Remember, he got to be God for a period of time, and he just answered everybody's question with yes after he figured out after he couldn't find any other way to uh, organize all the prayers and questions that was coming in to him. He kind of cleared out the chatter by just responding to everybody's prayer. Yes. Now you're seeing people losing weight by eating honey buns and Krispy Kreme donuts. Oh, that prayer could be answered. All kinds of stuff. Bank robbers getting the money that they desire to rob from banks, all that craziness, right? You were not supposed to be God at this moment. You got a whole lot of growing to do. And some people, you need to say no to their questions and their prayers. Like some of them, you just need to completely ignore it. Right. Everyone won the lottery. Just me. I love that movie. Okay. Verse 6. Oh, that they could see thy swift gods of dawn, how they hear 100 tongues at one time and frame answers for all of them, and by a motion of the hand dispatch messengers to fulfill the same in words, how they select officers to know 100 at a glance and to know where to place them, that everyone shall fit his place. Who is there, O Father? Who is there, O Father, can frame into words the proceedings of heaven, so that mortals can comprehend even a fraction of thy great glories? Shall a man light a candle and say it representeth the sun? How then shall they find the affairs of mortals comparable to thy kingdoms? Oh, that they knew the meaning of the difference betwixt all light and the darkness of man's judgment. Oh, wow. I need a different color for that. Read the whole verse again. Shall a man light a candle and say it representeth the sun? How then shall they find the affairs of mortals comparable to thy kingdoms? Oh, that they knew the meaning of the difference betwixt all light and the darkness of man's judgment. Oh, that they knew thee, thou central sun of all light. They have put away thy person, and they go in any direction. Thy great gods are but myths to them because of the darkness of their souls. Behold, they look for a small man with a large sword. The power of great wisdom they know not, that they could behold the coming and going of thousands of messengers from far off kingdoms before the throne of thy God. How he hath answered their matters suddenly, and the while heeded the voices of 1,000 marshals. Oh, that man knew the glory of order, the power of harmony. They have seen a clock with 100 wheels, and the eyes of its maker overseeing its every part in motion, and they call it wonderful. But how can they know thy counsels, O Jehovah, thy millions, and thy God on his throne, mantled in thy light, overseeing a whole heaven? What majesty of words can make mortals comprehend his wisdom and power and great labors? And that, my beautiful people, is the end of chapter 7. That was really good. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch to reading today because we didn't get to do it yesterday. Trina, hey girl, hey. Good day, sister. Sister. Oh my gosh, I know y'all haven't seen it. They doing The Color Purple over. Now, that's one of my favorite movies, and I get it. Sometimes you just need to leave well enough alone. Nobody's going to be able to touch the originals. But I like to see the new modernized versions of things just to have something to compare it to see if the next generation who's redone such a masterpiece, how much they've developed in creativity. Now, new, updated, modern versions, they have like a little slant on it, right? And sometimes it's really good, just like they did with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, don't touch that. Like, why would you do that? I refused to watch it when it first came out until my loctician a few months back, she started talking about it. I was like, girl, no, I ain't watching that crap. I was like, I know Will made it, and I know he's the original Prince of Bel-Air, but I ain't for no new stuff, right? Then I had to think about it. Teaching about developing as the generations go on and not being stuck in the past. I should at least give it an opportunity. Just look at it. Just look at it, right? I done fell in love with it. And now I'm pissed that this second season has ended. Like, why are you only making a handful of these? So now I gotta wait the next season. I binged watched that. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, this is amazing. Now the original, it still can't be touched. But the new updated modern version has a glory all of its own. And it's intoxicating. If I could put it in words, right? So I'm wondering if we're gonna get the same type of feel with The Color Purple. All right. We'll see. So at first I was like, oh no, why would they even touch The Color Purple? But then after I watched the preview a few more times, I'm like, you know what? I'm interested. I'm really interested in how they're gonna do this. And it got some of my favorite actors in it, you know. So I'm excited to see, you know, the outcome of it. I'm fixing to sing like Suge. Next time, put a little bit of Suge Avery P in it. I love that movie. Look, once it actually come out, I'll probably be doing a little more. I'll be dropping one-liners from the movie here and there, you know, until I get over the hype over everything. So I'm gonna just apologize in advance for that. But y'all used to my shenanigans, so it is what it is. Our girl said, "This is a redo generation. They redo everything now rather than make new shows." You know somebody else who redid a lot of stuff? I didn't believe it until somebody did a side-by-side comparison of their music to stuff from the 60s, 70s. He's like the 80s generation, but like some real old songs. Y'all want to take a guess? I'll let y'all guess real quick before we go on. It's a famous singer. Everybody loved them some him. I just couldn't believe it. I'm still in shock when I think about this. I really thought some of those songs were his own. I know sometimes people write songs like Babyface and wrote songs for just about everybody and their mom and their daddy and their sister, brother, cousins, and family members of distant family members. Anybody know? He's a black guy. I would have never thunk it. But then I guess I would never thunk it because I'm a little bit younger. So some of these older songs I wasn't privy to, or I didn't. I'm just like, oh, ain't nobody listen to that crap. And he took it and made it sound so much better. Thank you, Ma. There you go. And we've never talked about this. Luther Vandross. Luther Vandross. Go check it out. Go Google it. It will blow your mind how many songs Luther has taken from other artists. Like, I was on the search for a short time to find out a song that he originally did. Like, just about everything he's done. All the greatest hits were sung by somebody else. They were written and sung by somebody else in a previous generation. But still, won't hear about them because Luther came and put his own little funk on it, and now it's amazing. And can't nobody tell us that ain't Luther's song. Luther owns them songs, right? So the new generation coming in redoing everything ain't always so bad, right? So they just take some of the wisdom from the past generation, we bring it up here in the new, we update it, like just like Apple upgrades their phone, their systems, right? It's constant upgrades, and it's not such a bad thing. It's really not. Sometimes it's going in the other direction. But most of the time, it's really good. Many on here was fathered by him. I'm sure we were. I'm absolutely sure we were. And everybody else that came in hanging out in the background. Okay, y'all, hop over to the Secret Nazarite Scroll. We are on page 239. We should have read this yesterday, but we literally spent all day yesterday in Owaspy. Stephen, what's going on, fam? Peace and blessings. Bonjour, new generation hip hop. Yeah. Some is garbage, some is not. I know we're not on the same page about some of my more ratchet women rappers. Now a lot of them make that stuff up themselves this generation, and some of it is garbage, but some of it got catchy beats, and I don't know. I like to look at the creativity of different people. Like it blows my mind how many songs can be made, poems, all types of stuff, movies, by using 26 letters, and that's just here in the English language, right? Think about other languages and all the different types of diversity and all the different people. And as we be walking through the airport, I'm looking at all these different people and thinking about fingerprints and the diversity of all things. And every time I look at it, I think that's what I love. I love the music, but the diversity and how it's different, and how one artist can have multiple records with multiple songs that don't sound the same and don't have the same words. Like, I'm just like, the creativity of our creator and what he's allowed us to just get a little taste of and sprinkle our life with is amazing to me. So I love music. I love artists. I love spoken word artists. Like, and that's not just there, but there it's amazing, right? But also in other trades of things, it's just like, I don't know, y'all. So many things amaze me now that I'm growing older and I'm understanding some things a little bit differently. Like, not only does my compassion expand, but my awe and amazement of everything around me, I'm just like, it blows my mind. I just saw the entire choreography for the Single Ladies. What, from a 70s video? I never looked into that, but I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Like, y'all, it's amazing. Like, I know some people like, I'm ready to leave Earth, but I'm like, we're just barely even scratching the surface of the stuff here. I'm like, why would you want to leave this place? Not that I want to stay longer than what I should, because I want to keep growing, but I want to get everything out of this experience from this realm while I'm here. And all that I learn, I want to teach it, impart it to my children. So as they go on, they can just continue to build and get better as the generations go on. Okay. Let's start reading this, y'all. Page 239, Holy Megillah, the Precepts of Zahyen, Book 1, The Gate of Zahyen. And it sounds like Zion, Zion, but it's Zahyen, Zahyen. But I'm almost certain that Zion is comes from Zahyen. You know, it's right here in the same category. It's just some things have just gotten twisted up over time. Animalistic nature, shalom, shalom. Okay, chapter 1. The first step toward the gate study of the Holy Megillah. Understand Nazarene cosmogony. Understand Nazarene cosmology. Until you master the first precept, you are unable to master yourself. Until you master yourself, you will not master Zahyen. To master yourself, you must know yourself. To know yourself, you must know Nazarene cosmology. Nazarene cosmology is within you and around you. You are Nazarene cosmology. Like, this is kind of like what I was literally just saying about everything. And when we look at everything around us, the music and nature, and we begin to look in ourselves, it's just, y'all, it's another whole type of education on another level. It's amazing. Listen, to master yourself, you must know yourself. To know yourself, you must know Nazarene cosmology. Nazarene cosmology is within you and around you. You are Nazarene cosmology. You are Holy Scripture. You are the book of life. Read yourself. This is amazing. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free. When free, you will be at peace. When at peace, you can practice Zahyen. Only when you practice Zahyen may you master Zahyen. The master of Zahyen does not know everything about Zahyen. The master of Zahyen is not without error. The master of one's self does not know everything about one's self. The master of oneself is not without error. He who knows himself does not know everything about himself. He who knows himself is not without error. A master of a thing knows more about a thing than most in his world, but there is always more to know, and that is the highest knowing. A master of a thing must first become a student of a thing. That's good. It reminds me of what my husband always tell people that want to start their own business. Like even today, he'll give you that same advice, and it's good advice. He said, if you want to go into business for somebody, go first work for somebody that's in that type of business. Learn all the trades, get the on-the-job training, in and out, things that are good to be done, and things you probably should omit from your business process. Right? He said. So, think about doing that first, because if you just jump out there all willy nilly, you're going to have a lot of unnecessary troubles. So work for somebody that's already doing the thing that you want to do, so you can learn there. Let that be your education and learning platform, and work for them diligently, right? Jamila, hey girl, hey. Verse 22, page 239, Holy Megillah. A master of a thing must first become a student of a thing. A master of Nazarene cosmology must first become a student of Nazarene cosmology. Nazarene cosmology is within you, but the directions inward are found outside of you. Let me read that again. Nazarene cosmology is within you, but the directions inward are found outside of you. Nazarene cosmology was written outside to help you inside. That is amazing. Kind of like what we were just talking about, right? Understanding the awe of everything around us. And once you do that, being able to take that and translate that to all that's going on inside of you, we're literally miniature microcosms of the bigger world that we live in. Oh, man. Nazarene cosmology is within you, but the directions inward are found outside of you. Nazarene cosmology was written outside to help you inside. From the inside, serve the outside. The heavenly hierarchy within is ascending. Hold on. It's telling me to switch reading. I'm on track. From the inside, serve the outside. The heavenly hierarchy within is ascended by serving without. Like Ezra the frog, work to make your pond heavenly. Y'all remember, I know it's been a couple weeks since we read that story about Ezra the frog and a pond and stuff, and him meeting up with the green lady of the forest. The heavenly hierarchy within is ascended by serving without. Like Ezra the frog, work to make your pond heavenly. To make your pond heavenly, you must first understand the heavens. To understand the heavens, you must understand Nazarene cosmology. To help you help others, Elohim calls Nazarene cosmology to be written down. Nazarene cosmology is written in the Holy Megillah, the Nazarene Bible of the Essene Way. Let those who would approach the gate of Zahyen first study the Holy Megillah. Let Nazarene cosmology be the first course of study. Let the Bahir Shabbatayim be studied simultaneously, so that theory is not without practice, right? Like you sitting, like science classes, practice this like without fail. They have the lecture part of class, and then they have the lab, right? So don't let your learning, don't let your theory be without practice, right? We got to see it all the way through. Like the workers in the office and the workers in the field, they're disconnected because sometimes they don't work together, right? Okay, we know what's written here, but we try to implement what's written here out here, and it's not working. Either we're misunderstanding the instructions, or the instructions need to be adjusted to what is actually happening out here. All right. Let the Bahir Shabbatayim be studied simultaneously so that theory is not without practice. The first two sections of the Holy Megillah were written by Abdiel. And after Abdiel, it's reference number 1. And that at the bottom says, as subsequent verses make clear, the two sections being referenced here are 1, the original portion of the Nazarene Book of Genesis written by Abdiel. After Abdiel's death, the book of Genesis was expanded to include the events that occurred after his death. And 2, the Bahir Shabbatayim. Oh, that's it. It was a period. And 2, the Bahir. Hold on. And 2, the Bahir Shabbatayim. Okay, verse 35. I'm going to go back up to 35. Let the Bahir Shabbatayim be studied simultaneously so that theory is not without practice. The first two sections of the Holy Megillah were written by Abdiel. The first two sections were written first. The first two sections were written first on purpose. The first two sections are rightly understood as a single unit, the first revealing Nazarene cosmology, the second revealing Nazarene practice. Practice without awareness of true cosmology leads to wrong beliefs and wrong practices. Wrong cosmology leads to wrong practices due to wrong beliefs. Form follows thought, and one's thoughts are determined by one's cosmology. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Listen. Wrong cosmology leads to wrong practices due to wrong beliefs. Form follows thought, and one's thoughts are determined by one's cosmology. Wrong cosmology leads to wrong thoughts and destructive practices. Cosmology is what you believe about the all, or the great creator, great spirit, or whatever in your region, your nationality, you refer to the creator of all things and all people, all heavens and earth, that person there, whatever you refer to him as, right? That person. Cosmology is what you believe about the all. What you believe about the all determines what you believe about you. What you believe about you determines your practices. Your practices are constructive when in harmony with the way. Your practices are destructive when not in harmony with the way. The way is best articulated in the Holy Megillah, the Nazarene Bible of the Essene Way. Let those who approach the gate of Zahyen first study the Holy Megillah in its entirety, beginning with Nazarene cosmology and the Bahir Shabbatayim. Jasmine says, Proverbs 6:6-8, go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest. So it's the same thing, right? Man, this is good. And so that was actually the end of chapter 1 in this section. Chapter 2 is entitled The Second Step Toward the Gate, Initiation into the Nazarene Nation and Degrees of Progress in Omna. Remember, Omna means instruction. Only they who have studied the Holy Megillah under the guidance of the Yair may seek initiation into the Nazarene nation. They who are granted initiation are they who declare their acceptance of the Holy Megillah with thanksgiving. To accept the Holy Megillah with thanksgiving is to acknowledge it as the supreme witness. Hold on, I'm getting tongue-tied. To accept the Holy Megillah with thanksgiving is to acknowledge it as the supreme written word and give thanks for the opportunity to come under its saving influence. After initiation, that this is a couple trigger words in that that verse for me, but I'm keep on reading. Hold on, but I get it. I'm just thinking saviors but I get it. You can take information, you literally can save yourself if you apply it the right way. I get it. Okay, but it's just it. Okay, I'm gonna read again and keep going. To accept the Holy Megillah with thanksgiving is to acknowledge it as the supreme written word and to give thanks for the opportunity to come under its saving influence. After initiation, there will be opportunity for those who declare their acceptance of the Holy Megillah to demonstrate the authenticity of their declaration. That opportunity is within Essene Mountain of Peace. Essene Mountain of Peace is the circle of students under the guidance of the Yair. Remember, Yair is the high priest. Yair Ra is high priestess, right? You can have one or the other, man or male or female. Trigger one. You felt the trigger too? Look. Oh, you give me another trigger warning as we go? All right, y'all. We just gonna keep reading, right? 5. That opportunity is within Essene Mountain of Peace. Essene Mountain of Peace is the circle of students under the guidance of the Yair. Every aspect of the Nazarene Church of the Essene Way is within the Essene Mountain of Peace. Essene Mountain of Peace is a school of many levels and ranks. Each initiate rises or falls in rank according to 2 paths of Omna. One of those paths is to study with the Yair. One of those paths is study with the Yair and is called the scholarly path. The Yair provides courses of study by which an initiate may rise in rank by walking the scholarly path. The other path is called the social path. The other path is called the social path and encompasses every aspect of citizenship within the nation of Yisrael. Everything you do that affects the Nazarene nation is within the context of the social path and is calls for promotion or demotion within Essene Mountain of Peace. The Yair determines promotion or demotion within Essene Mountain of Peace. So this seems a little more specific to their actual gathering of people, their school. Here, the translators of this, right? So you got Day and his group of people. That seems like that's specific to them. Not that that's a bad thing, right? No disrespect or dishonor to them, but I'm just of the mindset now as I'm growing. Like I mentioned earlier about us enriching our children's education by traveling the world. I don't want them to live in that same mold that we have like over the previous years. Like we join a church and this is where we come, we worship. No, like you are not the only people in the world. There are so many amazing things that have been created on this earth that most people never ever get a chance to explore. I don't want them to, and not saying people are putting themselves into bondage to any group of people or anything. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? But I feel that you should be free to make a choice where you can come and fellowship with whatever group of people you want to fellowship with, if you want to call it that, or call them friends, visiting friends, in and out. But I don't want to be made to feel like I have to stay here and follow this particular set of rules, or you're going to ostracize me from your group. I should be free to explore the world, right? So that's how we're teaching our children. And that's why we're really ramping up and studying and looking for the most efficient and cost-effective way for us to travel all over the world, because it's a lot of us. That's why people call us Murphy tribe. It is a tribe. And we have these children. Me and my husband, we don't want to just travel by ourselves and not take them, because what does that say about us as parents, as teachers, right? Granted, we should have our own, like we do our little date nights and getaway weekends. But most of the time when you see us traveling, our children are with us every step of the way, right? When we go, even around town, when you see me, Most of the time you're gonna see them, unless I just need to run to the store real quick. And I rarely do that nowadays because I really love what you call it, the shopping apps or whatever, where I can just make groceries there or whatever, because it saves me time and I will tip the people well, right? But I feel like you should be free to roam, to travel the world, not just within our country, but outside of the country. That's why all of our children have their passports, you know. So that's our plan. Maybe by the end of next year, we'll get the opportunity to actually travel outside of the world. And I think the first place we want to go is some continent or some country within a continent of Africa. You know, so we've been looking at a lot of stuff, but we're gonna do what we can do now with the with how our pockets is looking. We're gonna stay within inside our borders, but we're talking about it, we dreaming about it, right? And we planning stuff. So, but it's all not just for, oh yes, get out here vacation. No, it's for education, to help our children expand their minds, their understanding, interact with different people. I'm even making them learn a foreign language, and I guess Spanish is foreign. It's really not so foreign now because you hear it almost as much as you hear English here now. But still, Spanish is the first, and they have the course. I'm not on them like tough with it right now, but they do have it, and maybe once a week they'll hit it. But as they get older, you know, they'll learn it. But they're also learning sign language. That's actually a part of their homeschool curriculum. They have ASL where they're learning sign language. So as we travel, I run into people who can't talk. Matter of fact, when I was doing taxes, I had a few deaf clients who did sign language, but I didn't understand it. So, but when they talked to me, they just wrote everything down, you know, and so that's how we communicated. But I want my children not to just have to wait for somebody to do that, because you never know. You may be out one time in the world or something, and somebody's in distress and nobody around can speak their language, right? The creator can use you as a point of contact, the right person in the right place at the right time. Just like we're big on teaching our children how to swim. It's a lot of well, if you look at the statistics or whatever, and the polls and stuff that they put out, they say a lot of minority children don't know how to swim. I don't ever want my children to be afraid of water and in fear for their life, or us to even be afraid when we want to travel the world. Just stay on the shore of the beaches because you don't know how to swim. We don't want that. That's why we're big on swimming every summer. All of our children are learning how to swim. The Creator has blessed us with ingenuity, wisdom. We've taken that, we've created a business to be able to supply our family with the things that we want them to have. We don't just sit back and pray, or if the Lord see fit to give it to us. No, He's given the power into our hands to do all those things, and we're putting it to work, right? Everything that we want, we're able to do with our own hands. Some people say it, but if you say it in a Christian church, I think you're blaspheming, because you're taking the will back from Jesus. You literally are the captain of your ship, right? The captain of your ship. Oh, what's that little saying? Hold on. They people, when they say it, they have said. Hold on, let me look it up. Hold on. That little saying. Okay, I'm sorry. I think I said it wrong. No, they see, they saying it halfway too. The captain of your ship, but they have the soul in there too. Be the captain of your ship. That's not what I was looking for. Hold on. That whole little saying. Master. Hold on. Is it the master of my fate, captain of my soul? Something. Hold on. I'm messing it up. Yeah, there you go. Invictus by William Ernest Hensley. I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul. Matter of fact, here is the entire poem. Matter of fact, let me hold on. I'll post this in here for y'all. Seems like a military statement. I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul. Here's the entire poem by William Ernest Hensley. It's called Invictus. What's the last name right? Hold on. I'm sorry, Henley. I knew I was spelling it wrong. There you go. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, so let's go back to this. Let me just go back to verse 8. Essene Mountain of Peace is a school of many levels and ranks. Each initiate rises or falls in rank according to two paths of Omna. One of those paths is study with the Yair and is called the scholarly path. The Yair provides courses of study by which an initiate may rise in rank by walking the scholarly path. The other path is called the social path and encompasses every aspect of citizenship within the nation of Yisrael. Everything you do that affects the Nazarene nation is within the context of the social path and is cause for promotion or demotion within Essene Mountain of Peace. The Yair determines promotion or demotion within the Essene Mountain of Peace. Only the most dedicated and trusted members of the church are invited to enter the gate of Zahyen. Behold, one who desires to enter the gate of Zahyen should first prove worthy. Those invited to enter the gate and those who ask to enter the gate will first enter but the outer court of Zahyen. Lo, within the tribe of Zahyen, which is Shevet Erayot, are various levels of initiation. Let those who enter the gate be given opportunities to demonstrate their trustworthiness and loyalty. Let those who prove trustworthy and loyal at one level of initiation proceed to the next. The Yair is the leader of the tribe of lions and will appoint a Zaken or Ziknah, an elder or eldress, to help oversee the tribe. Yea, only the most trustworthy and loyal initiates of Yisrael are invited to enter the gate of Zahyen. For behold, the tribe of lions is the link between our visible church and the Zeror Nistar, the hidden arm. Wherefore we are structured like a pyramid. Wherefore the most trusted and loyal initiates ascend the pyramid of Zahyen, likewise the pyramid of the church. Wherefore the secrets of Zahyen may be kept from our enemies. Wherefore our enemies detest the pyramid of Zahyen and detest the pyramid of our church, for they cannot infiltrate the upper levels. Wherefore, know that our hierarchical structure is on purpose and that our enemies will attempt to tear it down. Only so much can be said to them who stand before the gate of Zahyen about Zahyen. For lo, those who stand before the gate have not yet entered the gate, and those who have not yet entered the gate have not yet proven their trustworthiness and loyalty through tests through time. Wherefore the secrets of Zahyen are given only to those who enter that gate and rise through the ranks. Wherefore the books of Zahyen, only a portion of the first book can be read by those not of the tribe, which portion you now read, which further clarifies to me that there are more books that they have translated that we need, but you can't get them unless you progress through their ranks, right? So I am going to progress through their ranks so I can get this information because it's good. This is proven to be good so far, right? Listen. Verse 29, I'll go back to 29. Only so much can be said to them who stand before the gate of Zahyen about Zahyen. For lo, those who stand before the gate have not yet entered the gate, and those who have not yet entered the gate have not yet proven their trustworthiness and loyalty through the test of time. Yes, Tootie.
We gotta go to the store and get Jordan to wear something.
Yes, we will, Tootie. All right, go pull out what you want to wear today, and we'll go. Wherefore, the books of Zahyen, only a portion of the book, I'm sorry. Wherefore, of the books of Zahyen, only a portion of the first book can be read by those not of the tribe, which portion you now read. The purpose of this portion is to let the interested know the prerequisites to pass through the gate of Zahyen. As one rises through the ranks of Zahyen, ascending the pyramid of Zahyen, one is given the other books, one book at a time according to rank. Passage from one initiatory level to another is no certainty within any order within our church. Passage from one level to another within the lions of Zahyen is more difficult than any other order. Many who pass through the gate of Zahyen will remain in the outer court of Zahyen. Be not ashamed if you rise no higher than the outer court of Zahyen, for that court is itself a place of great honor. They of the outer court are the foot soldiers of the Nazarene army, and there are always more foot soldiers than generals. Of those who pass through the gate, only the most loyal, trustworthy, and helpful will ascend to the inner court. Here follows the advice of Judah to those who would enter the gate of Zahyen and the gate of our church and advance through the ranks. Be humble. Approach the Yair in sincere humility. Yea, approach and enter the gate as an open cup. Be receptive, not assertive. Practice being quiet. Never gossip or give ear to a gossiper, for every gossiper is a tool of Satan. Think not of rising in rank, but of serving selflessly. The other 5 chapters of this book are for the eyes of those who enter the gate of Zahyen. So that is where this ends. They cut it off. You don't get no more. Just a little taste, right? They said the other 5 books of this is kept locked away. So we're gonna pause right here, and tomorrow we'll get into the door of the wizard, the first scroll of Gigala. Oh, and then we're coming up on the Odes of Shlomo. A lot of us have already read this, but in a version that's outside of the Holy Megillah. It has like 14 odes in here, but there's a whole little book. I think is way more than 14, if I remember correctly. I got it in here on one of my bookcases. But it's also found online and in the PDF version. I think we may have put it in the files. If not, I'll make sure it get in there sometime this week. And for the Odes of Shlomo. And that they're referring to Solomon. All right, beautiful people. Yep, see, right on time. I got 5 minutes left. That's my 5 minutes left alarm. Time to wrap it up, B. Okay. All right, y'all. So that's it for today. Y'all, it is Thursday, May the 25th, 2023, day 40 of year 5 of reading through books, laws, and prophets. And of the 5-year consecutive day count, it is day 1419. We read chapter 7, Book of Osiris, Son of Jehovah, in Owaspi, pages 139 to 140. And then we hopped over here to the secret Nazarite scroll, officially known as the Holy Megillah. And we read pages 239 to 241. And Father, we thank you that your understanding of all things is incomprehensible. And the levels that you put on enacting what you understand to help us understand just a little bit of what you understand and put it into practice here just blows my mind every time I think about it. All right. I love y'all. I don't think there are really any questions here. Love and light to all faithists. Yes and amen. Not sure who that is coming from the private Facebook group. Elijah, yes. Peace and blessings, beloved family. May the Creator, Eoa, be with you all. Yes, amen. All right, beautiful people. That's it for today. We're about to get out of here. Like, I'm loving sticking to my time management. You know, I think that break that I took, the 2-week hiatus, I really did do a lot of thinking and just meditating about different things. And even the morning, you know, and just getting the day started, it got a chance to think and just put some things in perspective, adjust some things, you know, because we've been doing this for like 5 years. I want to make it as efficient as possible. I don't want it just to be this long drawn out process that people feel like they got to come to. Then they just start backing out, fading out to the background and never come back to say hi to herself again. I want this to be a platform that grows. And as I grow, it'll grow. And as we begin to travel the world, some of these things that we learning about, bruh, this platform is going to become amazing because we will stream live from every place that we visit, right? We'll have so many more stories and stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. All right, y'all. I love y'all. We out of here. I see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 6:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bruce.
But I see through you.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gold, I've been far away. I'm illuminated now, making moves.
What did you just do to me?
I pushed your astral form out of your physical form.
What's in that tea? Psilocybin? LSD?
It's just tea. With a little honey.
What just happened?
For a moment, you entered the astral dimension.
What?
A place where the soul exists apart from the body.
Why are you doing this to me?
To show you just how much you don't know. Open your eye.
Been dreaming about dying for a long time. I had a vision from the first they want to co-sign.
What's happening? This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real, this is...
Dreaming about dying for a long time. I had a vision from the first they want to co-sign.
His heart rate is getting dangerously high.
He looks all right to me. You think that this particular universe is all there is?
I don't need gravity, I don't need
What mysteries lie beyond the reach of your senses? Existence, mind and matter meet. Thoughts shape reality.
I don't need gravity, I just need growth. I am not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Some benevolent and life-giving, filled with malice and hunger. Dark places where powers older than time and waiting.
I don't swim or sink, I just float.
Who are you in this vast multiverse?
I don't need gravity, I just need I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Have you seen that before in a gift shop?
I don't need gravity, I just need growth.
Teach me.
No.
It's an earthquake rumble. I won't ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. break down walls like Jericho crumble.
Oops. Bye, y'all. I forgot to end my video.